Here's another video from 3 Days and Tres Noches, where we talk about the food and the restaurant options at the Grand Moon Palace in Cancun. Now, just at the Grand alone, there's 24 restaurants and bars to choose from. That does not even include the access you get to the Moon Palace, Nzuic, and Sunrise. And that's one of the things that they're known for at this all-inclusive resort is their food, because that's one knock that some all-inclusive resorts get is that their food isn't that great. But here they're known for world-class chefs, really amazing restaurants, and just so many different options. In fact, they even grow some of their own food right there on the property. And they really do have so many different options. It's almost impossible to get to all of them during your stay. In fact, this was our third time there, and we still haven't been to every single restaurant. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the different options and give you our honest review. So that way, before you arrive to this resort, you can really decide which restaurants you want to go to, and so that you don't miss out on some of the best ones there. So first up is TAVOLA, which is open for a la carte lunch and dinner. It is their Italian restaurant and one of their most popular. In the past, this has been our favorite, but this time it was just really crowded. It was really hard to get a table, over an hour and a half. It was definitely understaffed. Everything took forever. And then I would say the food was average, although this is my son's favorite. He loves it. But one pro tip would be, if you really want to try this restaurant, maybe go during lunch, because anytime I walked by it during the day, it was empty. The JC Steakhouse is dinner only a la carte, and you need reservations. So this is one of the most popular restaurants as well. And if you do not make reservations right when you arrive, you probably will not get in. We went the last night without reservations because I had forgotten that you needed reservations here. Thankfully, they fit us in, but we got really lucky. So definitely make sure you put this on your list to try, because the food is really good. The experience is great as well. Also in the lobby is HABIBI, which is the Middle Eastern restaurant. They are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a la carte. No reservation is required. We never ate here for lunch or dinner. We did eat here one time a la carte breakfast, not during this visit, but during the last visit, and definitely recommend trying it if you like an a la carte breakfast. Right next to HABIBI is the JADE restaurant, which is the Asian restaurant. It is open for a la carte dinner, also the hibachi grill, and reservations are required. My sushi lovers were not with me this trip, but they were with me last trip, so we went for sushi and they loved it. Just one suggestion is to go early, off-peak hours, because it does get very busy. Now, this last time they actually opened it up in the morning for a little mini buffet as well, which is great because you could avoid all of the lines at some of the other bigger buffets. Le Chateau is adults only. It is their French restaurant, open for dinner only, and you do need reservations. I personally have never eaten here, so I can't speak to it, but it is considered one of the better restaurants there. Now, the final restaurant on the top floor of the lobby is the Grand Buffet, which is open for breakfast. It starts at 6:30 a.m., lunch and dinner, and no reservations are required. Now, this is the biggest buffet that they have at the resort, and it's also the most popular buffet that they have. So because of that, it can have really long wait times to get in, which is understandable because the amount of food and options that they have here is really mind-blowing, and they have a lot of made-to-order options as well. But because of the long lines, we actually only ate here once. But also, we only ate here once because there are a ton of other great options with less wait lines. Maybe not as many options, but we're going to review them in this video. Now, moving downstairs in the lobby, the first one is La Cantina, which is a la carte dinner, and no reservations are required. We did not eat here. I've never eaten here in the 3 times that I've been there. However, it does get pretty good reviews. It's more casual than the one that's right next to it, which is Casa Mia, which is also dinner a la carte, but reservations are required. So this one is more upscale. It's called a Mexican fusion restaurant, and the chef is a well-known chef. And so I'm so happy that this time, our third time, we finally tried this restaurant, because we really enjoyed it. Not only the experience, but the food. So it's one of those hidden gems at Le Grand that you should definitely check out. Now let's look at some restaurants out of the lobby. The first one is Los Tacos, which is for lunch. Reservations are not required. It's actually located in one of the pool areas. It's a real popular spot for lunch, and we've been there a few times. This time it was kind of chaotic, so we didn't end up eating there. We were going to try to have lunch there. Again, I think they were short-staffed in some of the restaurants because of all the weddings that we went to, but it is usually a pretty popular spot for lunch because they have really good taco dishes. The Unique Day Club Grill is lunch a la carte. Reservations are not required, and it's located at the Unique Day Club adults only pool. This is one of our favorite spots to hang out during the day and have some lunch because it is adults only, and the food is a typical grill. They have wings, nachos, tacos, burgers, those types of items. The service is also really good here, and you can also rent out cabanas for the day where you will get extra special service if you're celebrating something or if you just want to be pampered for the day. Now, closer to the beach area, there are several more restaurants. So if your rooms are closer to the beach and you don't want to hike it all the way back to the lobby like ours was, we enjoyed having these restaurants close by a lot. The first is CARIBENO, which serves buffet breakfast and lunch and a la carte dinner, and reservations are not required. We had both breakfast and lunch here. It's really good. We loved having it close to our room, so we didn't have to go all the way back to the lobby. The buffet is not as big as the Grand Buffet, but they still have a ton of options. And the service was always really quick, really friendly. We also love the bar there and the bartenders. They're the same that we see every single year we go there. And then we also love they have this little pizza oven outside. So during the day for lunch, they do made-to-order pizzas, which were outstanding. CUSCO is also another restaurant up by the beach area, but on the opposite side, that offers breakfast and lunch buffet, and then a la carte dinner. You do need reservations for dinner. Now, this is where we usually had breakfast because it was really next to our room, so it was very convenient. And again, even though it didn't have everything that the Grand Buffet has, it had all of the basics. It had eggs, fruit, pancakes, French toast, bakery items. It also had a salad bar, which I like in the morning. So we really enjoyed the Cusco buffet, and it was not nearly as crowded. We never had to wait for a table. And they do have one restaurant that overlooks the beach. It's called the Beach Club. This time we didn't sit down and eat there, but we have on previous occasions. It has great view, just great vibes and atmosphere, and has a typical lunch grill menu. And then finally the grill, which serves an international lunch buffet, and then at night it is an a la carte dinner and no reservations are required. I was actually so happy that we found this restaurant this time around because we enjoyed the open air, being outside. Sometimes when you go into the lobby, it's just kind of stuffy. The service was amazing. Again, we didn't have to wait that long, so didn't have a long wait lines, and the food was really good as well. In fact, I think this was one of our favorite dining experiences during this trip just because of the open air concept and the service, and I just loved how close it was to the room, and it just didn't seem as frenetic as it can sometimes get in the lobby, so it was a great change of pace. So finally, a few other places that you can get some food and snacks. So the first one is in the lobby. It's called the Boulangerie, which is open 24 hours, and this is one of our favorite spots as well. You can get coffee, little pastries. They have little sandwiches and ice cream. Tapas y Vino is another area over by the Steakhouse and the Grand Buffet where they have finger foods. They do have a full service bar as well. So if you wanted to grab a little bite while you're waiting for one of your seats at the restaurant, or you just want something small. The Ninth Pin Bowling Alley is another area that you can order food. So if you're going to be spending some time with your family, you want to order food, you can do so, and it's all included, and so is the bowling alley, and they are open from 10 a.m. until 12 a.m., so I was surprised to find that out. And then also the water park has a similar menu, so if you're going to be spending the day at the water park, then you can order food there, and again, this is all included. 24-hour room service is also included in your stay, so you can order directly from the room service menu on the TV or the app, and they will bring it directly to your room. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour. You can also schedule it. So sometimes I would do that. I would schedule it the night before for the next morning so that breakfast was served and we could just eat and then get on our way. I also saw on the website that they have a baby puree menu, which I thought was adorable. First time I've ever seen anything like that, and you can order it again directly from the room service menu. A few last tips. One is download the app for sure because it lists all of the restaurants, the times that they serve, and they even have the menus listed. So before you arrive, you can actually go to the website and all of the menus are listed as well. If you're curious or if you want to see if it's going to be something that your kids might like, they list the entire menu right there for you. Also, do some planning before you go on which restaurants you want to go to because there's so many to choose from. And because I had not done that my first few times, I had really missed out on some great experiences like Casa Mia and the grill. So take some time, do some research, figure out which restaurants that you want to go to, and then definitely make the reservations to the steakhouse or to whatever restaurants require reservations when you arrive. And you can do that through the concierge. You cannot do that through the app. Also, the portions tend to be on the smaller side, which is great for someone like me, but I was traveling with my teenager with a bigger appetite, so I figured out just to order 2 of the dish that he liked so he wouldn't have to wait because often he would eat it and then he was still hungry. I hope you found this video about the food and restaurants at the Grand at Moon Palace Cancun helpful. And if you did, please like and subscribe and follow us at 3 Days and Tres Noches while we keep bringing you real, honest, to the point information about the travel destinations that we go to. And don't forget to check out all of the other videos we do in the series about the Grand at Moon Palace.